Today I'm going to be tying a Higa's S.O.S in size 16. This is an all-around solid fly that I consider to be in my top 10. It seems to work just about everywhere and is a fly I don't hesitate to try when I'm fishing a new water. While this fly has other colors, I only really fish it in black in sizes 16 to 22. For the materials, I like to use a Daiichi 1120 hook. For the bead, I use a silver countersunk bead. I use a 3/32 bead for size 16. I make a lead wrap underbody using .015 lead for this size. For the rib, I use silver ultra wire in the brassy size. For the thread, I use 8/0 uni in black. For the tail, I use pheasant tail dyed black. For the body, you will use your tying thread. For the wing case, I use Danville 4-strand floss in red. For the thorax, I use UV black ice dub. And for the legs, I use 3 strands of black crystal flash. To start, put your bead on your hook and secure it in your vise and make your lead wraps. Next, start your thread and build it up behind the lead, and then cover the lead wraps to secure them in place, and then trim off your tag end. Next, tie in the silver wire that will be used for your rib. Then, take your tying thread back to where you want your body to end. From there, I tie in around 9 pheasant tail fibers. When taking them from the tail, do your best to keep the tips even. When I tie in my tails, I put them on longer with a few loose wraps and then adjust them to the length of my liking, then secure them down with more firm wraps. From there, take thread wraps back up to the lead, securing the tail, and then clip the excess. Next, flatten out your thread by giving the bobbin a counterclockwise spin, then build up a taper body, re-flattening the thread as needed. Once you're happy with your body, take evenly spaced wraps of the silver wire up until about halfway on the lead. Then tie it off by making wraps in front of and behind the wire, then spin it off. Next, tie in the floss. If you need to, give it a fresh trim to even up the tips. Then, take thread wraps back to where you want the thorax to start. I like to take it back to line up with the hook point. I think this gives the fly a good proportion. From there, make a thin dubbing noodle of UV black ice dub and build up a thorax, leaving a little space behind the bead. On this pattern, I like to build up a good dubbing ball for the thorax, so the wing case stands up a little bit more. So add some more dubbing if you have to. Next, take the floss up over the thorax and tie it off using wraps in front of and behind the floss, and trim off the excess. Next, take 3 strands of black crystal flash and slide them up under the tying thread. Then take one wrap back over to help secure them. Then pull them back to the desired position and make wraps to secure them in that position. Next, make another small dubbing noodle and fill in the gap between the first dubbing ball and the bead. This will help to cover up the trimmed end of the floss. From there, flatten out the thread and do a whip finish. Next, pull the far side legs straight back and trim them off even with the back of the body. Then do the same thing for the near side legs. Here, if your legs stick together a little bit, just use your finger to separate them back out. To finish it off, I like to apply a little Loon UV and thin, but you can use whatever you prefer to finish off your flies. And there you have it. Good luck and tight lines.